Take this from someone who has built and used this system consistently. Learning a skill does not automatically bring you income. Yes, a skill is a leverage, it can get you into bigger doors. But if your goal is turning that skill into a machine that generates income for you consistently, then you want to stay put because that's what we are about to talk about. But before we dive in, my name is Mary Ikwuegbu, a creative entrepreneur, marketing strategist, educator, and a business consultant. If you're new to this channel, here we talk about business systems, strategic marketing, digital transformation, sustainable growth for the ambitious professionals and founders who wants to scale without burning out. So if you're new here, you want to quickly hit the subscribe button. Have you done that? Okay, now you've done that, let's get right into the conversation for today. So first, we are going to start with the basics, which is understanding what a skill is. So first off, a skill is your ability to solve a specific problem or create a specific solution. Now, a skill can range from graphic designing, copywriting, consulting, even cleaning. Do you know that cleaning is also a skill because a lot of people are paying huge for that? Laundry, all of these are diverse skills. So if you're wondering, are they businesses one can build around this? Obviously, first off, we are going to use Nana Otedola as a case study for this particular foundation. She is currently a founder of a laundry business with over 9 branches in Lagos, right? So what do? They simply help you watch your clothes, keep them in the best conditions ever. So you don't get to worry about that even amidst your busy schedule. So that is simply a skill and they are solving a specific problem. But the essence of this conversation is not just about talking about skill, but understanding that having a skill alone will not automatically bring you consistent income. It is building systems. And for the purpose of this conversation, we will be unveiling 4 systems: one, two, three, four, about 4 of them, so that you get to understand how these systems work together to help you generate income consistently. Now that you know this, let's jump right into the first one. First, we are going to start with the first system, which is the content system. This particular system is responsible for building visibility and trust. So, this is all you need to know about the content system, the 5 layers. The first starts with the foundation. Before you start building your content system, you need to understand your positioning. What are you positioning yourself as? Are you positioning yourself as an authority in the oil and gas industry? Are you positioning yourself as the go-to person for anything real estate? So you first need to understand what you are positioning yourself for. Secondly, you need to understand your target audience. So when you understand your positioning, then you can now start figuring out the kind of audience that would take interest in where you're going to or what you're positioning as. The next is your messaging and your content pillars. Now, talking about the content pillars, these are the specific themes your messaging would be tied around. For anyone who has been following me for long, you know that my content pillars are centered around marketing, systems, strategy, income and offer design, leadership, and personal development. So, understanding these pillars, you can now start knowing how to create smaller topics under each of these pillars. The next layer on the content system is the content engine. So this is where you can now begin creating from understanding the foundation. In the content engine, this is where you're able to now understand your positioning, your audience, your messaging, your content pillars, and now under each of the content pillars, you begin to create smaller content topics under each of those pillars. So take for instance, for someone who is positioning as a real estate consultant or a real estate leader, in your content pillars, you definitely have um, conversations around wealth building, because somebody who does not understand wealth, they cannot be able to go into real estate. So one of your pillars would definitely be wealth building. Another of your pillar would definitely be around um, how to get started in real estate. You might find a way around it. Another would be definitely um, pillars around becoming a better person, because you know that becoming a better person is tied to wealth building. And when someone is able to understand wealth, they can be able to invest in real estate. So you see how all of these are tied together. In this layer, this is where after you've broken down the content pillars into smaller topics, you can start creating and then repurposing your ideas consistently. The next is the distribution system. So after you've taken your time to create, and under the content engine, you have your content calendar, you have your content schedule. So you can now ask yourself, what day of the week can I have the time to create my content, right? Then you have the distribution system. This is where you get your content in front of the right people. By in front of the right people, I mean distributing them into different channels. Now, for the distribution system, we have the primary and the secondary system. So the primary and the secondary channels. So the primary channels are the channels, your main channels. These are the top 3 to 5 channels that your presence are or you constantly post on. For some people, it could be TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. For others, it could be Instagram, LinkedIn alone. So identify your top 3 channels, primary channels, and then from what you created in the content engine, you can always distribute there. But for the secondary channel, these are the channels where you're not always there. You have a presence there, but you're not always consistent. So what you could do is that some of the things you get to post on your primary channels, you could repurpose them and post on your secondary channels. For your TikTok videos, your Instagram videos, you could turn them into an email and post on your email list, or you could turn them into a newsletter, or perhaps you could turn them into a longer video and post on YouTube. Then we have the amplification loop to increase your reach, engagement, and visibility. We also have the systems and execution. So for the amplification loop, this is the part of your content system where you get to reach more people with your content. So we have the paid amplification loop, we have the organic amplification loop, we also have the shared amplification loop, right? So this is where you now decide, okay, who are the audience, the new faces or the new segments I need to reach more, right? You might want to reach them through the paid channel, through your organic channel like SEO, hashtags, and many more. And then we have the systems and execution. Systems and execution is simply the workflow that keeps everything running effectively. So this is where we talk about the teams responsible for ensuring your content is being churned out consistently, the tools you currently use, the SOPs, that's on the processes, the the workflow or the templates you might want, or the processes to follow, maybe edit your videos, all of those. This is where it happens, right? Now, I have put together all of this in a template. It's called the content system framework, right? So everything I have just talked about, I have broken them into a template, a reusable template that you can use either as a professional, and a founder. You can use for your business. You can use in your organization to keep creating content consistently. I currently use this template as I speak to you. So creating content is the least of my worries in my business. So you want to be able to replicate this as well in your own business. The link to the content system framework will be available in the description. So you want to check that out so that you could have a copy for yourself. Now let's move to the next one, which is the client onboarding system. So the client onboarding system focuses on how you bring a client in, and how you bring a client in, it reflects how long they get to stay. So there are different layers of the client onboarding system. The first is the client entry. That's how your clients are able to make inquiry. Do you have more like a form, a funnel through which clients are able to make inquiries, and through that you're able to qualify them, so you know those you're able to work with. For the next, we have the expectations and communication. This is where you're able to set proper expectations and communication. This includes your process, the timelines, your deliverables. The next is the client experience. How are you able to deliver your work in a way that your clients can trust you from day one and see that you're the right fit for their business? The next is the delivery workflow. How you're able to ensure that your projects or the project for the clients are delivered smoothly. Do you have a workflow? Do you have more like folders you get to use to put all of those in a way that even after they are done working with you, it's easy to transfer certain assets back to them without them, scanning and checking, oh, where is this not? The next is, are you able to create a means where this client of yours, they can easily refer you, or you can retain them for as long as they want to be retained? The next is the revenue system. I particularly love to talk about this one so much because a lot of persons think that having learning a skill it's where it ends, not knowing that there is more to it. So the revenue system focuses more on how you could design offers, structure your offers. You'll talk about pricing strategy. So the first is your offer structure. By the way, I have a guide called the ABC of creating your first offer. The link will be attached in the description as well. So you want to go read that. So the offer structure talks about what exactly are people paying for. So if someone comes to you for the first time, do you even have different catalogs of your offers so that should they be confused, they can know what to do, or should they be confused about what to pick, you can easily guide them through it. Do you have your pricing strategy? That's how your value is packaged and positioned. Do you have a sales process? That's the pathway that turns interest into revenue. Lastly, do you have your revenue streams? That's the multiple ways your expertise generates income. If you only depend on your 9 to 5 job to make an income every month, then you need to pay attention to the systems, because it's really going to be of help to you so that you could um, know how to create different revenue streams, how to structure your offers and create as many offers around your expertise. And lastly, we have the lead generation system. Now, this is where you're able to turn leads into paying customers. And the lead generation system is broken down into 5 layers. The first is the visibility. That's ensuring you get into the it gets in front of the right audience. And for you to do that, you want to go refer back to the content system that we started from. The next is the attraction. That's creating reasons for people to engage. So what are some of the things you need to do to, you know, give people reasons to engage? And that's where you want to have your lead magnet. Your lead magnet could come in different forms. It could come in the form of a webinar, it could come in the form of a checklist. It could come in the form of even a wait list. It will come in the form of a quiz. Let's say you have a community already. It will come in the form of partnerships. That's you collaborate with someone else, leverage their influence and put up something out there so that it will give strangers reasons to engage and turn them to leads. Thereafter, you have the lead capture where you now start turning attention into contact. But the major part you also want to pay attention to is the nurturing, because when trust is not built, conversion doesn't take place. So you want to focus on nurturing, building trust over time. There are a lot of ways to do that. In the following videos, we'll be going in depth with each of the systems so that you see how or you learn how you could properly nurture your audience. We also have the conversion that's guiding prospects to becoming customers, right? Now you get to see that all of these systems are connected to each other. Without a content system, it is difficult for you to generate leads. You need a content system to be visible. And when you're visible, it's easy to turn strangers to leads, and when you have the interest of your leads, it's easy to put out offers to them and make sales. And when they come in, when they accept your offers, it's easy for you to onboard them, and have them, paying and paying and paying and paying over again. So you get to see that all of the systems are connected to each other. And when you have all of this in place, it's easy for your business to scale. It's easy for your business to to just grow and be predictable, right? Now you see, to turn a skill into an income machine, you need these four systems. Number one, the content system. Number two, the client onboarding system. Number three, the lead generation system. And lastly, the revenue generating system. All of these systems, they work together, and if you have the systems in place, it enables your business to run sustainably. And with that, your business can be scalable and predictable. Now you want to sit within yourself and ask yourself this question, particularly if you're building a business around a specific expertise of yours. Which of this system is currently missing? Helping you understand that, realizing which system can help you sit and figure out how to put that system together. I hope you've gotten value from this particular video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Don't go anywhere. Bye.